So one thing that is important to know whenever you're rigging up this bait is the further you put your hook back, the more flat it's going to float in the water. So if you have your bait you have your hook forward, it's going to be front heavy and your bait's going to be sitting like nose down. And that'll allow your bait, when you go to twitch it, to kind of go down a little bit more. Whereas if you have your hook back further, it's going to be sitting flat and it's going to stay up higher in the water. So if you want your bait to be flickering on the surface, rig that hook back a little bit. And to do that, what you do is you just put the hook in the nose of the bait and take it almost back to where that split starts. Pull it all the way through, twist it around until that hook comes out there, and then take that hook through the split, come out the other side, and make it perfectly straight. Make sure you get it all the way in the center, because if you don't, then it's going to kind of mess with the action a little bit. But you'll notice that this hook is all the way back almost to the tail, and this line tie is like way up in here. So that bait's gonna sit a lot more like straight and level. And I don't think that has as much action, but that'll allow you to keep your bait up a little higher. So the way I like to rig it is I like to come out probably right between the belly gap and the nose. So that's about 1/4 of an inch. And when I do that, like I said, you got to make sure it's straight every time. Twist that around. Go through the split belly. And then make sure that's straight. And when you do that, you'll notice this bait had come up like 1/4 of an inch further towards the head. Same way with this nose, this line tie, it's like almost out of the bait. So when you do that, your bait's going to be a little bit nose heavy. Not necessarily nose heavy, but definitely more than what it was when I rigged that hook a little bit back further. So that bait's going to sit down a little bit lower, and when you twitch it, it's going to almost like pull down more, so it's going to stay like 1 foot or so below the surface. And I like to fish it like that a lot more than like jumping on the surface. But just a small little change like that can change the way your bait works. So it's something good to know whenever you're rigging your bait up, to pay attention to that and see how that bait reacts based on